story is about the headquarters of the National Negro Opera Company, a Queen Anne-style house in Pittsburgh, also known as Mystery Manor. The house had completely fallen into disrepair. It's also about all the people that stayed at this house and all the creative energy within the walls of this house. At nighttime, the elite of Pittsburgh, Black community, came through those doors. They were not welcome anywhere else, and it was a spiritual safe haven for people of color who were not permitted to be on the street after dark. The house also served as a rooming house for traveling musicians and sports celebrities that were not accepted or local hotels because of the color of their skin. Who stayed there? Lena Horne, boxing legend Joe Louis, Roberto Clemente, Count Basie, and many others. It's about Mary Dawson. So Mary Dawson was this amazing woman who just was unstoppable. She was an entrepreneur, an educator, a mentor. She became a talent agent. She was determined to start her own opera company. Mary was born in 1894, a time when culture fiercely dismissed a strong woman's voice. A strong Black female voice was really rare. Her groundbreaking superhuman beliefs created a foundation that every woman stands on today, yet most women have never even heard of her. I needed to change that. Mary became my hero, my mentor, my energy. She had died almost 60 years ago, but now she was back at my studio, at my desk, pushing my pen, demanding not to be forgotten. She was begging me to write, and the walls began to talk. And then 15 songs later, we had a soundtrack.
We're absolutely delighted to be part of this project and working with Dawn. We're all about storytelling at Historic New England. This is a wonderful story. It's a discovery, actually. And having the children in the building and listening to them share their stories, it's like we have a cultivation event going on for future preservationists and historians.
Josie was a student in my classroom last year. Her and her mom approached me about doing a project in the classroom with a local artist, actually a famed artist, and I looked a little bit into the backstory as to what Dawn was doing, what she wanted to accomplish, and I thought it'd be a really exciting opportunity for my students.
I remember when I pulled into the driveway, it was like first day at school, and I was so nervous because I'm like, how are we gonna get these kids interested in an old house that's falling down, an opera story?
The house really got them interested, just the dilapidated state. They were very curious as to what was there before, what caused it to, become what it was. They understood that a lot of famous people walked through there, from opera singers to baseball stars, and they were very excited about the opportunity to learn more.
We got to your classroom, and this classroom was just amazing. Each kid was so polite and so interested in the project.
It was your love, your inspiration, and also Mary's voice. I think Mary's voice was completely present in that classroom. I know that she wants her story told.
I heard this song called Who's Gonna Save the World, and I really liked it. And that night, when my mom put me to bed, I asked her if Dawn can come to my class and we can do like a thing. And she did like a week later. She told us we could design our own CDs. I thought it looked really pretty in the end.
Dawn told us about the Mystery Manor in Pittsburgh. And I was pretty excited because once she told me that she was gonna rebuild it, I was like, am I going to go inside? Because I really want to go inside and see how they build it and see if there's any old pictures about it.
The music that we heard, it was really fun. My favorite song was probably If the Walls Could Talk. She told us about the guys that in the house that played baseball, and she told us about the singers, the cameraman, and the boxers. And she told us about the walls, of course. So then I made a picture of the wall, and then with like all the things that people did on the sides. Who's gonna
gonna save the world.
I like Dearly Departed and Rise, because Rise was like the class favorite. Like everyone liked Rise, so you have to love it. They were making a musical because they didn't want the house to break down, because it's so sad, because like no one really knew about the history of the house and everything that happened in it.
Rise was my favorite song because it just had a lot of power in it. It just like kind of affected the mind.
Like Shaq in the post, I would never back down.
It was like a place only for African Americans because it was white and black back then. That law was really bad. Saving the house will be a reminder of what the African American experience was. It should never happen again.
Dawn's work in the classroom inspired their love for history, inspired their desire to learn more about historical events that actually a lot of people don't know a lot about. We're really interested in being a part of something that in the future could lead to people learning more about Mary Dawson, the house, Songs for Mary.
What we're really hoping, and what Historic New England found so interesting, was that they kind of became little activists, like little, preservation activists. And when I left, I remember my niece was with me, Megan, and we pulled out of the parking lot. We looked at each other and went, "What just happened?" And we were like going, "That was like the coolest thing ever."